Hello and welcome to Get to the Roots Extras. I'm Get to the Roots Stef, and I am here to tell you things about local music. We're going to get to the root of what makes something popular. And first, I want to tell you the top TikTok video in the world right now is an AI-generated video of a big, fat, orange cat riding a bicycle behind a donkey and an alpaca. And the alpaca is wearing red high heels and a dress, and the feet look like human feet. And the orange cat comes up on a bike, steals the alpaca female from the donkey. Donkey is so sad. They get into a fight, and then the cat marries the alpaca, and they have naughty times together. And this video has 83 million views and a ton, millions of likes and millions of hundreds of thousands of favorites, hundreds of thousands of comments. And this is again in all regions. It's not just United States. Most popular TikTok. And I'm watching this horrified because it's AI. So a lot of the details, the continuity are changing as it goes. And for some reason, the orange cat wears boxer shorts with a woman's face on them. And at one point, he has a little man or cat purse with the same woman's face on it for some reason. And the donkey in the video wears boxer shorts that they're blue with carrots on them, but only sometimes. So the epic tale, the cat seems to really take care of his alpaca wife, even though he totally just stole her, and she's crying a lot in this AI video, and he's laughing a lot, this very creepy AI laugh. And in the end of the AI video, that is the most popular video in the world, the llama gives birth to, and I don't know if they show it because at this point I just skipped ahead because I was horrified, y'all, horrified. And the orange cat is crying, holding the baby, but the baby is like a miniature donkey, so it's the donkey's baby, and it's oh my god, he's betrayed. That's what you get for stealing a complete person, essentially, in the story. So yeah, he laughs hee. Anyway, getting to the root of that. Remember, listeners, the lowest common denominator in the world, making something complicated is great, but if you also make it simple, it's even better. Jeez. So I just wanted to do a couple updates. Fiona Frensche's 2 music videos are up on my Get to the Roots Extra channel, the 2 that I edited. I actually edited 3 for her. And but the 2 latest ones, Harley Davidson and in honor of the late Bridget Bardot, is up there. Fiona took the footage herself in France and sent it to me and to our friends, and I put it together, and it was a lot of work, but I'm so happy to finally be done with it because it really came out nicely, and I'm so happy that she likes it because I was I don't know what you want, but here's you riding a bike, Harley Davidson. And then I'm so happy. I love it so much, and it's such a great recording, in my opinion. Secondly, Sylvie is up. The music video is up on my Get to the Roots Extras channel as well on the YouTube. And that song is an earworm. Sylvie, I'm coming undone. I can't sing like her. Fiona is a wonderful singer, and I can't do it. But man, it's been stuck in my head since I rewatched the video. And we shot that here in St. Pete at June Bunch's place with a ton of different local musicians acting in the video. Andy Rogas, the original Radio St. Pete intern, was our Sylvie, our main character. And even I'm in the background, even though I was no, guys, I did not dress for this. I don't want to. I want to make the video. I don't want to be in the video. But, you're not going to not see me in there. So those are the updates. The most popular TikTok video in the world has me horrified. And I looked too, and that's just the top one this week. There's more about that same channel, the ginger cat on TikTok that are in the most popular. And I'm just wow. And then the news about Fiona. Oh yeah, also a being's flow the neurons. She's coming to the end of the year, so she's looking at her analytics for that song, and over half of them came from one of the videos I did on my art channel, Sparkle Weather. I did a time-lapse painting to her song to promote that music for her, because that's something I'm trying to do more of this year, is just promote my friend's music, help it get out there. And I feel bad. It's such a good arrangement. There's no lyric, it's technically arrangement. And I love it so much. And I'm over half of it came from my measly little contribution. Jeez, it's so hard to get popular and blow up. in the world of music and media and creativity and art and heart and soul and stuff. And and I have a hard time online too making an impact. And just to see my friends struggle as well, I'm like, no, I want to be really popular so I can make you guys more popular too. Taylor Swift's original manager, this is something that my songwriting buddy Jerome always reminds me. Rick Barker, I think his name is. He told her, "Okay, you want to sell 300,000 records? You got to go out there and shake 300,000 hands." And through the online landscape, it's much harder to go shake hands. But also, I don't know if you guys noticed, I don't like to leave my house ever, unless I have to, because I go to work all the time and I feel like I'm never here. Okay, anyway, so this week's show is my New Year's Eve special, and I have some really cool songs in it coming up on Wednesday, including The Perfectionist by Geri X, which sounds a little bit like... I love the sound of Geri X. Oh, that's something I would so vibe to in high school and now and anytime. She's got such a great sound. She uses a lot of good riffs and her songs just move and she's so melodic and just, and I didn't get to meet her on the Florida Folk Show. She was there on a week I wasn't there, but I know Tim also loves Geri X too. Music, fantastic. Really hits a note for me. Again, we're playing on this week's show Too Far from Texas by Cassie Jean the Fireflies, which sounds a little bit like this. I might be a sweet little mama. So Cassie Jean, she's got so much feeling in her voice. She's definitely leaning into her countryside in the song, and it sounds like she's from Texas in the song. And I know where you live. You live down below the bridge. You in Florida too, but I absolutely adore her. And we did a live special on Radio St. Pete with Cassie Jean and the Fireflies, and they were so good. And some of the songs are more folky, but this song is like a country song. So I started my show with it because I was like, yeah. It came out, I believe, last year. Ooh, I also got to mention this song next here.
Jay Duck Cartoon Hall or something like that. They really have no shame. These toadies will do say anything, Lord, to get the king's attention.
You hear those sharp-witted lyrics? Yeah, that's Mr. Marty Fouts. Another wonderful protest song by him and John Kelly, Performative Governing. All of the lyrics in Marty Fouts' most recent songs are just like so on point. It's like he's just gone in and like he's like this is gonna sound weird, but he's almost like a rapper, like in the fact that it doesn't repeat, but it makes sense and it's creative and he's linking things together that really flow, but also it's not something that you're going to be able to predict in a song because it's not a pop song. It's a folk protest song, and he's got a really sharp wit. Marty, a good friend of mine, I had him and Bonnie on, I think last year. Yeah, last year on Thanksgiving, because they invited me at Thanksgiving onto the podcast, and they're just they're just I love them so much. So that I was really excited to play that. I paired that with Chuckalesky, A Little Left of the Law by Valerie Wisecracker, another fast-talking, fast-witted woman, another musician, woman. She's a woman musician, but she's another musician, and she's a woman. She's so cool. Let's hear a little bit of that.
House bar. It's another wild and crazy night. Marie's got a face that could launch 1,000 bar fights. Sweet Marie knows things will be all right. Bar fights, not bar flies. Bar fights.
Oh, look, she corrects herself too. Oh, I love you, Valerie. I feel like I'm always saying one thing and I'm like, no, my dumb mouth said the wrong thing, and it's not my mouth, it's my stupid brain. Also in the first hour, we're going to hear The Way Down by Van Plating. I don't know how to say their name. I should probably find out one of these days. Yes! yes, another song, like, similar to Geri X, where it's just like, "Oh, you got that sound, you got that kind of alternative folk music sound, and, it's just full of the feels without having to be over the top and melodramatic." So that's a summary of the first hour of Get to the Roots. The second hour, I was like, "Oh, I forgot. I'm doing a folk and Americana show, so I have to put things in there with a fiddle." Essentially. I think I put things in with a fiddle. Maybe I didn't. That's Cross the Line by L.A. Moore, or as Pete calls him, Larry Moore. I guess the LA stands for Larry. L.A. Moore, fantastic singer-songwriter. He does his own shows on Radio St. Pete as well. He is just absolutely legendary and really good at the guitar. And again, so this is where music comes from. It comes from these local musicians that start things like this. And it's like there's this invisible, almost like a ceiling, like a glass ceiling. Wow, I don't think anyone's thought of that term before. Just kidding. But it's just like, it's so hard to break through. I mean, Stephen King talks about this in his book on writing, where for authors, there's like a pyramid. There's the very bottom, which is like a wide percentage of authors. So where they're just starting out and they're just terrible writers. And I know when I was writing, I was in high school and in middle school, and I was one of those writers. And then you learn how to make something good, like these musicians, like they learn how to make something good, like fully produced, and it's great, and it touches on things, and it's good. But you're in that majority of the pyramid of capable artists and capable people that know what they're doing, and then there's this little teeny tiny triangle on the top of the pyramid, and that's where you become legendary, or become popular, or you blow up, and you make a big impact, and you reach listeners worldwide. And it's just like, oh, how do you get there? It's just a lot of tenacity and persistence, and it's just one of those things, man. It's just so hard. I've heard Cross the Line. Before that, we hear Holiday by Hannah Stokes, which has a really different sound.
Crowd, begging for a sign, a word from someone above. The poisons of my pride ask me to run.
So really melodic and a lot of like woo in the background. Super beautiful. Her music is beautiful. And I was like, oh, we got to have something to like sound beautiful this hour, because it's a lot of like unbeautiful things. Of course, I had to play I Love Old People by Johnny Roberts, because I had about exactly 2 minutes and 42 seconds I needed to fill.
I know of none who can compare with old people. Like teaching all those younger folks how great it is to live. Oh, I just love old people. Yes, I do.
Woo! I love them too, I think, most of the time. Sometimes they're mean, but sometimes young people are mean too. And then because, of course, this is like so last week was my Get to the Roots Christmas Eve special. So this week it's my Get to the Roots New Year's Eve, not Christmas, or you did Christmas last week, but New Year's Eve special. So I was like, oh no, I have to put some New Year's Eve songs in there. And there's only 2 in the database. The first one is by Big Jim Allen, which we mentioned last week. And I played a bunch of his music last week. I didn't even think I played the song last week because the songs aren't very long. And then there's also What Are You Doing New Year's Eve by, oh my God, I'm not going to say this right, Stella Bass and Cormac Kenevi.
Actually, 12 o'clock that night. Welcome.
It's a great song. It's super nice. There's a piano, but it's not a folk song. So I was like, oh, I guess I'll just end the song with that. In the past, I did a bunch of like sound effects and like a little 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, woo, and sounds from Times Square. I didn't do all that this time. I just wanted to, I'm keeping it a little bit more simple. The Radio St. Pete database is really full right now, and I don't want to clog it up with all my crazy sound effects right now, though don't quote me on that, because I could definitely see myself doing that in future. So if you're listening to this, support your local musicians, or if you don't want to support my local musicians, check out the Radio St. Pete stuff, or check out any of the musicians that I mentioned here today. We have legends that live in the area, and we have their music in the database. And then we also have people that make legendary things that may still stay in that middle part of the pyramid. And even though they create something amazing, wonderful, and great, it's only going to get to a few lucky listeners. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you check out my show on Radio St. Pete or check out my art at Sparkle Weather. Not legendary, not very good. I do sell a t-shirt or two every once in a while. Sometimes I paint something nice. And we will see you next week for another Get to the Roots Extras. Hopefully. Also, I put out a bonus episode this week where we took the quiz from the 1800s. Actually, more specifically, I think it was more like 1899. And can you pass an exam from 1899? I know I can't because they asked some weird questions that I know we did not cover in school. Like who the first white girl was born in the United States for some reason, and other weird dumb stuff like that. Why? And also word questions, like word math problems, but instead of based in hundreds, it was based on the time and a clock. So you had to think in units of 60 and look at 7/17 on a 60-minute hour. Ouch, my dumb brain. So if you want to check out that episode, that is the most previous Get to the Roots podcast episode. So thank you guys so much again for listening, and I hope that you'll join me, my small, wonderful group of listeners, next week. Or whenever I make another one of these. I'm going to try to make one every week, obviously, because it's fun, and I like to talk about my show that I made.